Each day holds a surprise, but only if we expect it can we see, hear, or feel it when it comes to us. Let's not be afraid to receive each day's surprise, whether it comes to us as sorrow or as joy. It will open a new place in our hearts, a place where we can welcome new friends and celebrate more fully our shared humanity, said Henry Nowen, a great writer and teacher. A very good morning to one and all gathered here today for the KG and Montessori Annual Day celebrations. Before we start the events for the day, let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty. May I request you all to kindly stand up for the prayer?
गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीगणनाथं भजरे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं भजरे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं नागयज्ञशूद्रधरं नागयानन्दकरं नागयज्ञशूद्रधरं नागयानन्दकरं श्रीगणनाथं भजरे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं नागयज्ञसन्नुतं अखिलदेवपूजितम् आगमातिसन्नुतं अखिलदेवपूजितं योगशालिभावितं भोगिसारिसेवितं रागद्वेषादिरहितरमणीयहृदयविहितं श्रीगुरुमुखसन्निहितं चिन्मूलकमलसितं श्रीगणनाथं भजरे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्री. Good morning to one and all present here. Today, we, the tiny tots of Balmitra, are celebrating our 7th annual day. I am extremely honored to present the welcome address. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Madhu, for sparing her valuable time to grace the occasion. I am delighted to offer a hearty welcome to our Chancellor, Dr. N. Veerayan. I would like to welcome the lifeblood of our school, our directors, Dr. Savita and Dr. Rajesh. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our principal, vice principal, headmistress, other facilitators, and our beloved parents. Finally, I would like to welcome my dear friends, the students of Montessori and the kindergarten. We are here to showcase our talents, and we are sure that you will cheer us and encourage us at every stage. Thank you.
I now request our director, along with Samrita Shri, to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Madhu, with a bouquet. I now request our dignitaries to please step on the stage to light the traditional lamp. I now take the opportunity to introduce our eminent chief guest for the day, Dr. Sangeeta Madhu. Dr. Sangeeta Madhu is a practicing clinical psychologist with over 19 years of experience and expertise in the area of mental health of children and adolescents. She is the founder and consultant clinical psychologist in Chennai Institute of Learning and Development. She has been the assistant professor of clinical psychology for over a decade. Dr. Sangeeta Madhu is also a leadership coach and director of global leadership and development. Her passion lies in positive transformational change. She works with corporates and educational institutions in training of their leadership team to help them discover their true potential and enable them to make deep changes. Through her career as a clinical psychologist, she strongly believes in prevention and is working with schools and colleges to enable young people to have these skills to contribute meaningfully to the community. She has been selected for the prestigious Eisenhower Fellowship 2017 to be held in Philadelphia, USA. She has been trained in narrative practices from Dulwich Center in Australia and Theory U practices in Presencing Institute, Germany. She has an MPhil in clinical psychology from National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences in Bangalore and a PhD from the Dr. MGR Medical University in Tamil Nadu. We, Pupilites, are proud to have you amongst us, ma'am. I now request Dr. Sangeeta Madhu to deliver the chief guest address. Ma'am.
A very good morning and a very warm welcome to each and every parent, child, and teacher who has taken your valuable and precious time to be here with your wonderful children. Please give a big round of applause. Especially for the teachers who have taken their wonderful time to coach these children. I'm amazed to see Vanshika, who was on stage right now, who spoke like a professional speaker on stage. Dr. Savita, thank you very much for inviting me here today on this wonderful occasion where each and every parent sitting out here with a dream for your child to walk into the future with hope, optimism, clarity of mind, with an open heart and a willing parents, I am completely convinced that the Pupil school will bring accolades in the future for the children who are here present today. My dear parents, education is the key that is going to change the world. Education is the key that is going to change the world, said Nelson Mandela. Every moment is a gift. Every child is a miracle. Every child is a miracle. Every moment is a gift. Nearly 18 years ago, I was asked this question. I would say 25 years ago, just after I finished my 12th standard. I'm sure many of us ask our children, what do you want to do with your life? This was a question which was asked to me when I completed my 12th. And I said, I want to become a clinical psychologist. And trust me, 25 years ago, nobody had heard what this field was about. A lot of well-meaning relatives and friends warned me and said, there is no scope in this field. Clinical psychology does not have scope. It was only my father who stood behind me and said, if you follow your heart and become passionate about what you do, you might become one in a million. He said, follow your heart. You might become one in a million. My father is not here with me today, but his words came true last year when I was chosen from the entire country to represent our country in Philadelphia. To meet global leaders from 26 different nations to solve world problems. My father was right. I became one in a billion. Education is the key to change the world. Education is the key which is going to change the world. I don't know how many of you have seen Seattle. So Seattle is like a mini India where Microsoft is there and you have a lot of Indians. So recently we had a grandmother making a Skype call from there as an emergency situation for her 4-year-old granddaughter living in Triplicane. She has gone for her daughter's delivery in Seattle, but her 4-year-old granddaughter, her son's daughter, was having an emergency situation here. So over the Skype call, I was asking the grandmother what was the problem for her 4-year-old granddaughter in Chennai. She told me, Madam, my granddaughter is not eating for the last 2 days. I said, did you consult the pediatrician? She said, yes. The child is very happy, healthy, and active. So I said, what is the problem? Why is she not eating? So the very technology-driven grandmother from Seattle told me that the iPad in Chennai has not been working. The iPad has gone for repair. So the 4-year-old granddaughter is not eating. So I asked, Madam, did you raise your son? Did you feed him with an iPad, Madam? She said, no. I did not feed him with iPad. But right now, he is also addicted to iPad. We live in a digitally distracted, technology driven, and a hyper connected world. My dear parents, by 2030, 75% of the workforce is going to be millennials. Artificial intelligence is going to take over our jobs. Technology is going to be even better. There is no point competing with technology or computers. So what do we do? What do we do with our children? It's not enough if we have 500 Facebook friends whom we chat. We need to have real relationships in life. Who are those 5 people who are going to stand with us? Are we making eye contact with our children? Are we using human touch, which is the basic healer in our lives? Are we communicating with our children? Most of all, are we listening to our children? Are we helping children to listen to their own voices? Are we helping children to build a community, to work collaboratively towards collective goals, towards a shared purpose and dreams which will come true in their lives? Are we teaching them the skills of collaboration, communication, and most importantly, creativity? 50% of children are dying of malnutrition even today. Energy is a problem. We have world issues. Are we going to help our children build skills to have a purposeful and a meaningful life? Are we going to teach them the 3 C's of life? I urge each and every parent who is sitting out here to spend these mindful moments with your children, because you will never ever get these moments with your children. Every moment is a gift. Every child is a miracle. Education is the key to change the world. Yesterday I came back very happily from the clinic, because few years ago we had a 12th grade student who had stress before her board exams. With great difficulty, our team got her to write the board exams. She came out with flying colors. But more importantly, yesterday we got to know that she received the best outgoing student from her college in Chennai. Education is the key to change the world. Every moment is a gift. Every child is a miracle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful words. We are truly happy to have you here. We now move on to the much-awaited program, Fantasia, the annual production of our kindergarten and Montessori. Almost a month and more of hard work has gone into making today possible. I request parents to put their mobile phones on silent mode. So here we go into Fantasia.
Are you wondering why the stage is so dark? Well, that's because in the very beginning there was nothing at all, and it looked something like this. There was only an immensely cold and dark space. It did not have a beginning or end. And suddenly, into this dark and cold space came a fiery ball of light and heat. It contained our whole universe, everything, in fact, all the stars, all the planets, and our Earth too. Our Earth was very hot when she was born, and then, after millions of years, she cooled down. This was how our earth looked when she was young. Only rocks, water, and the surrounding air. She was barren and lifeless. Then something started to happen. It rained and rained and rained for many years. And the rainwater combined with some gases in the atmosphere to form an acid. This fell onto the rocks and dissolved them. These were washed into the seas and oceans. And the seas and oceans got filled with poisonous salts. The beauty and harmony was being threatened. This was a serious problem. Something needed to be done to solve this problem. Then something wonderful happened. Something was created, a tiny blob of jelly which was invisible. And to this little blob was given the gift that would help it save the earth. To this blob was said,
"You shall have sensitivity and feeling, and in order to exist, you must breathe, eat and grow, and you will have the power to make many more like yourselves."
the wind tried to clean up the oceans, and they were able to make many more like themselves just by splitting up.
The microscope, the little glass sides, they never lie. How can this law line go? I've never seen anything like it before. This amoeba's got a mind of its own. But don't turn your backs to the science world. This is reaching for the telephone.
And so they fed on the salts. And some even built their own bodies with these salts. Some of them decided to come together and become bigger creatures. These were the first creatures with mouth, legs, and other organs. At this time, a great many creatures of different varieties started appearing in the seas.
ゆらゆら揺らめく波の間にキラキラ輝く
cute little leafy sea dragon. I have a fin in my neck, have a fin in my tail, a very slow swimmer, drifting like a snail. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I'm the beautiful leafy sea dragon.
I like to swim.
Octopus, octopus, swim, swim. Octopus, 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 swim, swim. Octopus. Swim up, swim down, swim forward, turn around. Swim up, swim down, swim forward, turn around. Octopus, octopus, swim, swim. Octopus, 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 swim, swim. Octopus.
And then some of them developed a strong rod inside them to support themselves. And these were the first vertebrates, the fishes.
One and two fish, three and four fish, five and six fish, seven and eight fish, nine fish, 10 fish. Yeah! Big and little fish, gills and scales, colorful fun fish, fins and tails.
Then some creatures which were drifting around on the seas came to the edge and remained on the rocks. They started feeding hungrily on their gas out there and began making their own food with sunlight and slowly developed into plants. Soon there were different varieties of plants and trees.
The plant evolution has resulted from the earliest development of multiple marine algae grouping themselves as mosses. With the cooperative interactions of fungi emerged the primitive vascular plants, which were the first photosynthesizers on land. Some of them were fossilized. Some of them still exist, reproducing through spores. While most of them established reproducing through seeds. Their life evolved this way.
Some of the creatures got bored being in the sea. As they saw the land, they crawled out and they became the first insects. Now, some fishes developed a sac inside their bodies to breathe while they were out of water, and they became the first amphibians. They could live both on land and in water. Now, some of them wanted to explore and travel further onto land, so they developed dry and scaly skin. These were the first reptiles. Now, some animals tried a totally new experiment. They developed feathers and wings and began to glide and gradually fly. They laid their eggs and took care of their young ones when they hatched. These were the first birds. And then some others covered their bodies with hair and fur. They even kept their babies safely inside them until they were ready to come out and fed them with their milk. These were the first mammals.
Lived the bumpy mother toad and her little toady one. Wink, said the mother, I wink, said the one. So they winked and they blinked in the sand, in the sun. Over in the meadow where the sky gleams blue lived the woolly mother sheep and her little lammies too. Bah, said the mother, we bah, said the two. So they bowed and they ran where the sky gleams blue. Over in the meadow in a hole in a tree lived the smooth mother robin and her little robins three.
said the mother.
We sing,
said the three.
so they sang and they chirped in a hole in the tree.
Over in the meadow, in the reeds on the shore, lived the spiky mother muskrat and her little muskrats four. Dive, said the mother.
We dived,
said the four.
so they dived and they burrowed in the reeds on the shore.
Over in the meadow, in a snug beehive, lived the fuzzy mother bee and her little bees five. Buzz, said the mother.
We buzzed,
said the five.
so they buzzed and they hummed in the snug beehive.
Over in the meadow, in a nest built of sticks, lived the shiny mother crow and her little crows six. Caw, said the mother.
We cawed,
said the six.
so they cawed and they called in their nest built of sticks.
Over in the meadow where the grass is so even, lived the furry mother mouse and her little mousey seven. Squeak, said the mother.
We squeaked,
said the seven.
so they squeaked and they sniffed in the grass soft and even.
Over in the meadow by the old mossy gate, lived the scaly mother lizard and her little lizards eight. Bask, said the mother.
We basked,
said the eight.
so they basked in the sun on the old mossy gate.
Over in the meadow, in a sly little den, lived a hairy mother spider and her little spider's ten. Spin, said the mother.
We spin,
said the ten.
so they spun lacy webs in their sly little den.
Then a very special creature appeared, who had no sharp teeth to eat with, no sharp claws to fight with, no heavy fur to keep warm. It walked on two legs. But this special creature had something unique, a large brain to think and imagine with, two hands to work with, and a beautiful heart with lots of love. These were the human beings, men, women, and children, just like us.
It's dark in here. The land where civilization forgot. It's the underground. Welcome to the jungle.
There were so many creatures before us who prepared the earth for our arrival by just living their lives. Now, it is our responsibility to take care of our earth. But the whole world Not just for us, the humans, but also to a wide range of flora and fauna. It all started zillions of years ago in a single cell, a cell that multiplied, diversified, and modified itself to form the vast varieties of living beings. It is this evolution of life that our children from the Montessori depicted in their own sweet style. We humans in the last century zip past all other creatures through innovation and creativity. We saw the emergence of technology to extend the borderline of fairy tales. Oh, fairy tales! Innovation, creativity. Are those connecting somewhere? Yes. When we hear these words together, there is only one name that pops out in our minds. It is the name of one of the greatest storytellers of our time, one of the greatest animators the world has ever seen, the creator of the little dreams that we as children slept with, the father of the Disney world, Walt Disney. And here are the tiny creative minds of the kindergarten, bringing to you the evolution of Disney movies, looking ahead from real life to fantasy world. To see animals, we go to zoo. To see space and stars, we go to planetarium. To see toys, we go to Toyland. And for adventure, we go to the jungle safari. But where can we see all of them at the same time? With the sprinkles of magic, stories of fantasies, a beautiful princess and a handsome prince, funny ogres, powerful villains, cunning witches, sweet little fairy godmothers, absolutely enduring jungles, and happily ever afters. Here we are, the tiny thoughts of the pupil, to present the evolution of the Disney movies in our own special magical way. We hope that you have a wonderful ride to the world of Disney. Hey, Mickey and Minnie, it's been a a long time. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. How are things with you?
Oh, things have been great. Look who's joining us today.
Is that Mr. Walt Disney? I can't believe my own eyes. Yeah, it's me.
What a surprise! The Walt Disney, our creator. Mr. Disney, we are excited to see you.
Lucky habit, that lucky Oswald habit. If you want it, here's what you must do. Reading, writing, arithmetic may often make you awful sick, but if you learn your lesson quick, the quicker you'll be through. Don't be scrappy, but smile and do things snappy. Make folks happy and you'll be lucky too.
Oh, Mr. Disney, it's a pleasure to meet you. I can't thank you enough for creating me in this wonderful fantasy world. Please share what inspired you to start up your career with me.
Ah, those golden years. My first creation, Oswald, in the year 1928, was the cute lucky rabbit. Well, you were the stepping stone for me to enter into animation world that attracted kids across the world. I'm sure you remember the scene.
Of course.
Do you all realize it's been 90 golden years of our existence in this beautiful world?
Wow, 90 years. That's wonderful. We still remember your first cartoon, Steamboat Willie, with synchronized sound and musical score.